When Ashley and her young daughter get caught up in a criminal enterprise that threatens their lives, Ashley turns to her estranged father for help, Nicolas Cage. Is there a certain irony in the title of this film, The Retirement Plan? Because is this movie any good, or is this literally just Nicolas Cage knocking out the movies, working towards his own retirement plan? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my review for Nicolas Cage's new action comedy thriller, The Retirement Plan. This film is rated 15 with a runtime of 1 hour and 43 minutes and is directed and written by Tim Brown. Obviously it stars Nicolas Cage, but he is propped up by a wealth of strong character actors, including Ron Perlman, Jackie Earle Haley and Ernie Hudson himself. Film starts and we are introduced to Ashley Greene's character, conveniently named Ashley. And she gets caught up in a bit of a robbery, and her boyfriend is with her, and they kind of go their separate ways. They have to separate for their own safety. The boyfriend gets her and his daughter out of the equation and tells Ashley to go to the Cayman Islands to find her father for help. Her father being Nicolas Cage, character named Matt, as well as another name also. He's got a couple of names in the film. But Ashley doesn't do this. She puts her daughter on the plane to go alone. They've stolen this hard drive, which is actually just a thumb drive. And the whole story centres around this and people wanting to get this hard drive, as they call it within the film. This is led by Jackie Earle Haley, his character Donnie. He's like the head of what's going on, trying to get this thumb drive, sending all his goons after Nicolas Cage to try and get the daughter, get Ashley, get the thumb drive. This includes Ron Perlman, as a character called Bobo, who's his main henchman. But then we're also introduced to other characters who are atop Donnie in this food chain, or this hierarchy of criminality. And the film introduces character after character with these kind of on-the-screen flash name cards that pop up whenever a new important character is introduced in the film. And the film progresses like that. It's essentially a hunt for this thumb drive while Nicolas Cage is trying to get his daughter and his granddaughter back, try and get them to safety. Ernie Hudson comes into the fray to offer some help to Nicolas Cage, and that's the crux of the story. There is a lot of twisting and turning going on with characters, you know, double crossing other characters and all this sort of a thing. But is the film any good? Is it any good? I won't go into the story any more than that because I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to go and watch the movie. But yeah, is it any good? Like I said, you've got a wealth of fantastic actors on display, and a lot of them in their own right do a fantastic job with the roles that they've got. However, there's no cohesiveness with the plot or the story in this movie. It is a very flat film. The film wants to be comedic. It feels like it wants to be comedic from the get-go, with certain things being played as a laugh, but only everything fails. It drops and it falters. It needed to be a straight film, either that or lean heavily more into the comedic element and actually make the comedic element work, because it doesn't. The comedy doesn't work in the film. Nicolas Cage gives a good enough performance, but to be honest, the film is stolen by Ron Perlman's character Bobo. His character and his relationship with the young girl Sarah, the granddaughter, is far more interesting than Nicolas Cage's relationship with his own granddaughter within the film. The Ron Perlman stuff is very strong, but it didn't go where I thought the story would have gone, or actually should have gone, with that character. The character, spoiler warning here, I didn't want to do spoilers, but he meets an ending in the film that I felt wasn't overly completely justified for the character, and somewhat cruel, and the story could have diverted his story and gone a different way, with him learning certain lessons from the young girl who made him look at his life somewhat different. Unfortunately, it chose not to do that. The story is bogged down by layer upon layer of this hierarchy of criminality and people being introduced to higher and higher than the others within the crux of the story. And the film didn't need all this. It didn't need all of these story elements to be layered upon top of one another. It could have just got away with being a very simplistic story of this thumb drive, criminals wanting this thumb drive, the daughter and granddaughter getting into trouble, Nicolas Cage coming in to save his daughter and granddaughter. And then you could have had the Ron Perlman stuff as well, playing out in that as well. That would have been enough to give you a decent film if things actually played out differently as the film persisted. But no, it chose to try and give you this complex storyline that honestly didn't work for it. At 1 hour and 43 minutes, the film did start to drag. Unfortunately, it did overstay its welcome, and I think that the runtime should have been trimmed to about the 90-minute mark for this movie. That would have been spot on for it. Nicolas Cage, like I said, he gives an okay performance, not one of his best performances I've ever seen, and he certainly does feel like he is phoning a lot of it in here within this. The directing in the film is somewhat flat. Obviously, this is written and directed by the same person, Tim Brown. I'm not familiar with any of his other works, but to be honest, like I said, it is very flat directing. We've got these name cards, like I said, that flash up when a new character is being introduced, and this happens even halfway beyond the midpoint of the film, and I felt that was a tad too much going on. It wasn't clever, it isn't smart editing or anything like that. It becomes overplayed and too late in the day. So really, this is a film, an unfortunate film, in that you've got a decent premise there, but it wasn't actually done justice. It came across as a very mediocre, middle of the road, by the numbers movie. Unfortunately, but there we go, just my thoughts on this film. So have you seen this film? Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments down below. I know Nicolas Cage does knock out a lot of movies. Some are hits, some are misses, even for me. And this one, unfortunately, I think not a very good film in the catalogue of Cage.